lowering their standards and getting rid of their degree requirement to become airline pilot. Not really. I wouldn't call that lowering the standards. How is it lowering the standards when a degree doesn't actually help you become a pilot? Or actually help you be a good pilot? Let's talk about it. Do you need a degree to fly an airplane? Well, no, you don't. Now, there are some schools that provide a degree and an aviation program that gets all your ratings, but the FAA requirements are that you can private, commercial, instrument, multi-rating, airline transportation, and a certain amount of experience, a certain amount of hours flying, and the type rating in the airplane that you're going to fly in order to be able to be a pilot. So nowhere in the FAA regulations does it state you must have a degree in pilot in order to become a pilot. It's not like being a lawyer or a doctor where there are very specific degree requirements. There are companies that have already come out and stopped making it a mandatory thing and just saying it's preferred. A lot of that's holdover from when most pilots who went to the airline industry, ex-military pilots, and most ex-military pilots had to have degrees because they were officers. It was a big deal when Delta just did it because a lot of people saw that, well, Delta's gonna keep that requirement forever. And they didn't, because Southwest hadn't had it for a while and United hasn't had it for a while. Now, in practice, they still have had, most of the pilots they hire have had degrees. Theory versus actual practice and what's been actually happening. You had to have a degree, which can cost $40, $50, $60, $70,000, and get your pilot ratings, which can cost $60,000 to $100,000. So you would have to pay for college and pay for flight training. And for some people, you only pay for one. And what do? So that's a lot of things to have to consider when you're limited. And it kind of excludes people who, only got one they can choose and might even barely be making that one choice. So by removing that barrier of a degree, it kind of opens up some opportunities for a lot of people. First off, the people that it helps initially, almost immediately, are all the people who have all this flying experience and have been flying for a long time, but just don't have a degree. Now they can go on to these major airlines and make a considerable amount of money based off experience, which is great. That's what I'm talking about as far as making opportunities open doors for people with the required skills and without lowering the standard. The next thing, students in these ab initio programs or these entry-level programs that some of these airlines have, like Southwest 225 program, the Aviate program, that are taking people from little to no experience and have a complete pathway to get to these major airlines. And by not having a mandatory degree requirement, these airlines can take these people who don't have degrees and get them through all of the things that are necessary to make them great pilots and remove that barrier. In essence, there's an opportunity now where if you want to be a professional pilot in a major airline, your goal of getting there can be about $50-some thousand closer to getting there if you're not looking at to getting a degree. On the other side of it, let's talk about the other side of it. Having a degree still helps you. There's never been a situation where having education has hurt you. If you're in college now already, don't stop going to college.